So today we are going to be unboxing the Alienware Aurora R10 Ryzen Edition gaming PC. It's got this snazzy outer box with the inner box on the inside. So we're going to start opening it up and take a look at what we've got. So we're going to start the very delicate opening process now by releasing it from its outer box as carefully as possible. And once we've done that, hopefully when we find it, we will work out which side it opens from. So we're going to have to spin it around now, because we're going to have to open it from this side. So we're going to very delicately take that out, open it up. So this is the actual box we've got inside, the actual Alienware box. We've got an outer box and an inner box. So if we just carefully release that there, we should now be able to lift it out. So we'll just check it's free on all sides. It is now free from this outer box. So we're going to lift it out. So after we've opened the outer box, it's definitely easier due to the weight of it to start sliding it out with the box on its side. We now have our empty outer box. It's a bit like pass the parcel. We've got to unwrap the layers first. And now that that outer box is out of the way, we get our first glimpse of the Alienware logo. When we step around, we've got some of the specs there listed on the side. The back of the box, we've just got Alienware again. And then finally, round to the other side, we've got Aurora, the Aurora logo. And we've got details of what's inside. So the Alienware Aurora Gaming Desktop Model R10 Lunar Lite. Performance, so it's got an AMD Ryzen 75800X processor, 16 gigabytes of memory, HyperX XMP, a 1 terabyte solid state drive, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 Ti 8 gigabytes graphics. Comes with Windows 11, an Alienware command center, and also has Bluetooth, wireless, integrated audio, and Alienware high performance liquid cooling. So let's get into it. So now we are very carefully going to just break through the tape there that's sealing the box, and make sure that we get the sides as well. So the box is released, this side is already fine, and open it up to look what we've got inside. So we've got what looks like a box on the top. We fold that down properly. We've got a box on the top now. Hopefully we've got a gaming PC underneath this. And if we have a reach in, we can remove that top box. So we've got quite a thin box there on top. Looks like it's got CDs, the manual and the cables in. And if we take that and put that to one side for the moment, we get our first glimpse of the R10 there. In real life, it certainly looks a lot bigger. Seeing is believing, and certainly when we start to try and lift it a bit, it is extremely weighty comparatively for a PC. So we're excited to get in it. So we're going to look to take that out of the box now. Now that we've got the gaming PC out of the box, we get our first little look at it. Alienware logo on the side. It looks pretty snazzy on the outside, the lunar light colour. The box is now empty. And from all that packaging, this is what we are left with. Our small box and our gaming PC. So if we put the small box to a side a sec, we can take off the phone there on top. Everything's looking pretty swish. And then we can remove the foam from the bottom as well, so that we can start seeing there the design. So we've got 3 USBs at the front and a USB-C and the headphone and microphone jacks. Now it's sitting very comfortably on the floor. We can see the Alien logo, trademark of Alienware. We've got the front panel, which we've just had a look at. View from the side, it's nice and clean, nice design. At the bottom, we've got the Alienware logo there. And if we spin around at the back, so we've got all our ports. There is an abundance of USB ports on the Aurora R10. We've got more down here. Additional things for sound and power. We've got a switch there to lock it, power cable. Okay, and all our slots in the drive bay. And then if we spin it around once more, we've got excellent areas there for our cooling. And we do currently have, the reason why it might look at first, because I thought, oh, there's a few imperfections on that. It's not. There is the plastic covering on to make sure it's perfect during transport. So that once that plastic covering's off, starts to look a lot better. We've got some on the top as well, which should come off somewhere. Have we found a bit? Have we found a bit where it comes off? So this top bit is stuck down a bit, so it just needs releasing. And is there a bit there sticking it on? Yep. Is there an easier place on the other side to remove it? So again, on this side, we've got some more. Looks like it's quite loosely taped on, but it doesn't always come off perfectly, but it has kept the tower in really good condition. Someone did ask me once whether you should actually remove this. Always, because even though it might be protected at the moment, it will heat up and melt and do all crazy things. Just got a static shock there. So none of it is removing as perfectly as that first piece, which is always the way when you're on camera. But it does come off quite easily. So last final bit, if we can get it somewhere. There we go. That's uncovering that bit, the final last bit, and that's it all off. So as you can see, the tower is in fantastic condition. Fantastic condition. Which is great. The Alienware logo on the side, which will light up eventually, I hope. And the back there's nothing to remove from the back. It's all fine. So we're ready to go with the tower, we're ready to put it into place. So the last bit of the box that we have to deal with is this little box which was on top. So this edition doesn't come with a keyboard or mouse, so guessing in here there will be not a lot more than instructions. The tape has to be removed in 2 different places, which is slightly annoying, but will we get away with just that on top? No, we won't. Just gonna have to be really careful here. And do it from the side, I think. There we go. Got that one. And onto the other side without losing anything out of it, hopefully. This bit does seem the most tricky. Right, and that seems loosened enough now, so we can put it back down. lifted up and it's released, and we've got a very big box for not an awful lot in it, to be honest. Okay, so that's where the keyboard would go if it come with a keyboard. I'm guessing the mouse would go there. We've got our power cable, which is the only thing that comes with it. There's not an awful lot you can say about power cables, is there? I mean, they're pretty standard. Standard kettle connection on one end and a 3-pin plug on the other end. Made in China. We have got a European Union radio equipment directive, so that'll be related to the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi equipment on it, in case you're interested. We've got an Alienware Aurora Ryzen edition information booklet, which if we open that out and place it where the keyboard would go, we'll be able to have a look at it. So we've got there basically a quick setup guide for getting up and running. So number 1, plug stuff in to the USB. Number 2, plug in the network connection. Number 3, the monitors for the power, and then you are up and running. So let's take a look at the other side. What are we having a look at here? So it's just general overview of what the different ports are for on the front and at the back, and some information on the locks. And the final thing we've got, if we move that out the way, is safety and regulatory information. So if we have a look in here, I'm sure this will be a fantastic read. We have got lots of different things to do with recycling, the components in the computer, things about voltage and electricity. Yeah, all very standard stuff to come with this type of equipment. And we've got even more on the back in very small print. So overall, that's it for this box. Probably the most interesting thing there for people will be the information booklet, the quick setup guide on the back. So that's it for inside the box. We have unboxed the Alienware Aurora R10 Ryzen Gaming Edition.